He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on his neck and then he kisses on my pussy. Call him daddy while I holler, man, that boy's so damn good looking.
Drew, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Welcome everybody to Trainwreck Podcast, episode 22. And first things first, 258 views on our last episode on YouTube, man. By far the most we have ever gotten. I think before the previous record was 80 something, and that was the episode where we talked about Jackson Mahomes and him being a creep and how he's going to get, in prison. And you guys shattered that, and I know a lot of that had to do with it being a very trendy topic with Bray Wyatt. We did our best to eulogize him, and we threw some other stuff. I mean, heck, I know it's only been a week, but I really don't remember what we talked about on last week's episode. Maybe that's sometimes why we go in circles. But thank you for all the support. Drew, you got anything to add on that?
Appreciate all the viewers that are listening to our podcast. We've made for 22 episodes now. That's fucking nuts.
Damn it, Drew. I gotta start censoring us within like the first minute. Did I tell you about the thing I saw on YouTube where it's like, oh, don't cuss within the first 10 minutes of the video? And I'm like, me and Drew do that in like the first 30 seconds.
That's hard for us.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for all the support, y'all. Freaking amazing. I think within the first day is when we got it was over 100 views. I kept refreshing it every hour and sending it to Drew. And so thanks to everyone, because I mean, I have a feeling this podcast is going to explode one day, but it's been a slow climb, and that was just an explosion. But we got another trendy topic this week. CM Punk has been fired from All Elite Wrestling after an investigation by the AEW Discipline Committee. Now, who the hell that committee is made up of? Very good question. I have a feeling it's Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, and Adam Hangman Page, because from what Tony Khan said, it was a unanimous decision to release Punk. Now, there hasn't been any details on if he has a non-compete or if he has something in his contract where he can't go to WWE. But for me, I don't think it's a smart move by AEW because CM Punk is their biggest star. Now, Drew, what are your thoughts about CM Punk being released, and are you familiar with why he got released?
Yeah, wasn't it because of Jungle Boy incident?
Yes.
Okay, be honest, like you said, it's kind of a done decision for them to release him because that's pretty much their biggest star. Sad to say. But also to be good for them, got kind of get rid of that toxic environment they're already creating between CM Punk and the other people they have in that roster. But AEW needs to find talent or already made talent and quick, or they're just gonna pretty much sink.
Yeah.
There's just already a lot of cracks in that ship and it's about to sink.
I'm very interested to see what the ratings are on Collision next week. I don't know what they were this week. I haven't looked yet, but I mean, you just got rid of the dude that was the main character of your show, basically.
Yeah.
And you have college football starting this week, Well, it started this past Saturday, but it's about to fully get in the swing of things.
Speaking of college football, just real quick, how about the Sooners?
I still don't have any faith with them. Arkansas State sucks, and they just took advantage of a bad team.
True, but that's 73-0. It's still good.
Yeah. I mean, the defense not allowing a single point. I mean, that's impressive because OU's defense usually sucks.
I know.
That was impressive when I saw that. I'm like, damn, they didn't at least give up a touchdown. That's surprising. But even last year, OU's defense sucked, and that was with Britt Venables, who's supposedly a defensive genius, as their head coach. Um, I mean, I really just don't care about college football that much. I mean, you know me, I'm Cowboys all the time, and
Yeah.
the Sooners just. I mean, if they ever get close to competing for a national championship, I'll be happy. I really followed them when Baker Mayfield was there because I thought Mayfield could take him to the championship. But now, this Dylan Gabriel dude, I don't even think he's talented enough to be an NFL quarterback, let alone win a national championship in the collegiate level. So, I mean, that's why I didn't watch the game. I kept track of the score on my phone, but I didn't watch it because I'm just not that invested in them because, dude, I've seen the Sooners get to the playoffs and then they play a real team like Georgia or Alabama or LSU and get the living shit kicked out of them. That's why I'm not excited about them moving to the SEC because they're going to face the teams that beat them all the time in the playoffs. So I think this is going to be the last like decent year of OU football.
Yeah. I'm not really like a big college fan myself. Like I watch OU every once in a while. But, it's always good to see an OU win.
Yeah. I mean, the game looked entertaining as hell. I mean, hell, they made the other coach cry, but I'm just like, cool. Like, if it was like, if I wasn't working, I would have watched the game probably just to have it on as like background noise while I was playing video games or editing a video or something like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm gonna enjoy them having the last year of Big 12 success before their SEC bottom feeders. Because I mean, LSU didn't look that good the other night, but when OU faces Alabama and Georgia, they're gonna lose by 30 points, especially to Georgia. Alabama, I hopefully hope Alabama's on the decline. Sorry, Philip, but I hope Alabama's on the decline just because I'm sick of seeing them in the championship every year. And I'm a big fan of Georgia. I like Kirby Smart a lot. So if they're kind of like the next dynasty, I'm cool with that for a while. And yeah, I'm just not looking forward to OU going to the SEC.
Yeah. They're
Speaking
gonna get their
of
shit stomped, to be honest.
Yeah. Uh, Continue on college football. We'll swing back on the CM Punk in a second. What about Deion Sanders? Did you watch that Colorado TCU game?
I did not. That heard was pretty insane.
Yeah, 45-42 against a team that was in the national championship last year. And Deion Sanders, like first year at like a major university. He was the head coach at Jackson State, which is a HBCU, historically Black institute and college, I think, or institute and university. I think that's what that stands for. I don't think those are Division I schools. They might be. Actually, I think they might because like a bunch of NFL players come out of HBCUs, but it wasn't like in the SEC or the Pac-12 or Big Ten. It wasn't like a big
Big
conference.
names.
Yeah, Power Five. So this is Deion Sanders' first year at like a Power Five school, and then just beat a team that, I mean, granted they lost 65-7 in the national championship, but made it to the national championship last year.
Yeah.
And his son is the quarterback too.
Oh
Deion's
shit,
son.
really?
Yeah. And he threw for like 510 yards and like 4 touchdowns. Yeah. Uh, Deion Sanders is a fucking douchebag, but it is cool because Colorado only won one game last year. They went 1-11. And sorry guys, I can't pull up the stat line right now because ESPN's down for some reason. But I mean, I don't really like Deion Sanders. Like I said, I think he's a douchebag, but that is impressive as fuck.
It is.
Yeah. But swinging back to CM Punk, do you think he goes back to WWE?
Honestly, no. I really don't think
See,
so.
I don't think so either, just because Triple H hates him.
To be honest, I think he'll probably go to TNA or
I don't think
Japan.
I don't think either of them can afford him. That's the thing. Like, I know CM Punk got a shitload of money to go to AEW,
Yeah, true.
and like TNA, I really don't know how TNA makes money. Because do you even know what channel they're on right now?
Already saw Spike.
No. Well, Spike
No.
doesn't even exist anymore. It's now called the Paramount Network.
Oh yeah, I don't watch TV more really.
Yeah. But no, I think they're on Access TV, and Access actually owns TNA now. I think or they're owned by a company called Anthem, which owns Access TV. I think that's how it goes. So
Oh,
that's the only reason they're on TV is because the company that owns them owns the network. So it's not, they don't even have a legit TV deal. It's not like, how USA and Fox are paying WWE a shitload of money to have the broadcast rights. TNA isn't getting that because no one's paying them for their broadcast. I don't know anyone that really watches like a TNA pay per view. Like, so I don't see how they're making money that way either. And they don't tour either. So I don't think they'd be able to afford CM Punk. New Japan would be interesting, but New Japan has that working deal with AEW, and I feel like that would fuck up their relationship if they sign Punk when,
yeah, I didn't think about that.
yeah. So I feel like the only option is he ain't going back to UFC. He'll get killed. And I feel like the option either is WWE or retirement.
Yeah,
And
or movie acting.
yeah, he's on that heel show that's on like Stars. I've never watched it. I don't have Stars, but I mean CM Punk, he's one of the greatest promos in wrestling history. So I feel like that translates to acting.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so hopefully, I don't know. I like Punk, kind of. Like I like him as a performer. Like I say, he's one of the greatest promos ever, and he's a good wrestler. It's just Phil Brooks, the person, seems like a fucking douchebag. And I was listening to Fightful's podcast, and there was a super chat that got put in there, and Sean kind of snapped at the dude for saying this, but I actually think it's a valid point. I think if CM Punk wasn't straight edge, he'd be more fucking like chilled out if he like, at least like took a shot every once in a while and maybe smoked some weed or something to like mellow his ass out. I think that's kind of thing. He doesn't have anything to like calm him down. He's just fucking like pissed off all the time, and he doesn't have anything other than like maybe training in MMA to like relieve that freaking tension and all that.
yeah. I just found an article saying that CM Punk's reportedly was open to return to WWE.
I did see that. Apparently, when he was on his sabbatical, when he was hurt, they were talking
Yeah,
about him potentially being in the Royal Rumble this past year and being eliminated by Kevin Owens and them having a match at WrestleMania this past year. Uh, I don't know how valid that article is because CM Punk was under contract to AEW still. And I doubt Tony Khan would have been like, oh, here, you know, here's out your contract. Go compete on WWE's second biggest show of the year.
the thing is, like WWE doesn't need CM Punk.
No.
It would
And
just make no sense. If
yeah, I
anything, it
mean,
would make it forced.
I feel like he's open to returning to WWE, but WWE isn't open to him returning,
Yeah,
especially with Triple H leading the creative charge. I mean, look at that promo that's been making the rounds of him dressing CM Punk down, and now it kind of looks like a self fulfilling prophecy. And it's hard to think that if Punk came back, Triple H wouldn't bury him on TV. He would main event WrestleMania against Roman Reigns and lose in 2 minutes. That's kind of what I think would happen.
Yeah, he was pretty much get cursed off.
Speaking of Roman Reigns, I saw a meme this morning that I laughed my ass off and I sent it to you. Roman Reigns' title run lasted longer or has lasted longer than CM Punk's entire run in AEW.
Oh my.
So Roman Reigns won the championship in August of 2020. CM Punk returned to professional wrestling in August of 2021. So a year after Roman won the belt. And Roman's still champion as of the recording of this podcast, which is September 4th, 2023. And CM Punk is fired from AEW. And I saw that meme and fucking died laughing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It also just kind of shows how fucking long this title reign has been for Roman. But yeah, I saw that and I couldn't help but laugh. Here it is right here. Courtesy of WKD on Instagram.
Well, Roman's at number 4, the longest title reigns.
Yeah. He's got like Pedro Morales, Hulk Hogan, and Bruno Sammartino ahead
Yeah, I
of
guess
him.
it goes Bruno, Hulk, Bruno, and Roman.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he just passed Pedro Morales not that long ago, I think. He ain't never gonna touch Bruno's record because Bruno's champion for 8 years. He's got a shot at passing Hogan. Hogan was champion for 4 years. Roman's been champion for 3.
See, he needs to pass Hulk Hogan and drop the titles. That put a smile on my face.
Yeah. I mean, Hulk Hogan's already completely ruined his legacy. I mean, that's kind of
It's
I
just a
think
little more salt on the wound.
yeah. I think Roman's losing the belt to either Cody Rhodes or Braun Breaker,
Yeah.
either at WrestleMania or at SummerSlam next year. I think he's gonna face Cody at WrestleMania again this year. Who knows if he loses? But if he wins, then I definitely think he loses it to Braun Breaker at SummerSlam next year.
Yeah, he's about to lose his titles.
Because that's a huge debut for Braun Breaker if he beats, the longest championship run in 40 years,
Yeah.
on his first year on the main roster. Because I mean, Braun Breaker's like in his 20s, so he's going to be a big name player for a long time. And I mean, that's a way to jumpstart somebody. Yeah, Braun Breaker is 25. He'll be 26 next month. But speaking of wrestling, WWE Payback. Drew, did you get a chance to watch the show?
I watched a couple of highlights.
Did you see Kevin Owens jumping off the freaking
Oh yeah, typical Kevin Owens.
dude, Kevin Owens is such a fucking beast.
Dude, he's like the modern day like Mick Foley Stone Cold mix.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an excellent brawler. And Sami Zayn was incredible in that match. Everybody was incredible. Everybody played their part well. Damian did well. Finn did well. Dominic, I mean, being the little cocky chicken shit heel that's helping his team when he did excellent in that. Rhea Ripley spearing Kevin Owens through the barricade was fucking insane. And then JD McDonough, it helps advance his storyline, him getting involved in the Judgment Day match, and maybe he becomes their next member.
God, I'll pay so much money to spear so she can spear me.
Oh my fucking god, she's so fucking disgusting.
Bro, how do we mean?
I mean,
She's so
no,
hot.
no, she's not, dude. I don't like that goth look at all, and I definitely don't like women with bigger arms than me.
Dude, I'd take the letter peg me.
Yeah, you and Dominic both.
I'll fight Dominic for it.
You probably whoop Dominic's ass. Because how tall is Dominic? He's got to be like what 5'6" maybe.
I think
Weighs
6 foot.
I was 6'1". He looks shorter on TV. Maybe it's because he's so skinny and doesn't have any muscle.
Yeah.
But you're fucking 6'8", so you still have a good size
6
advantage on
weight, size 12-inch cock,
it. Yeah,
300 pounds of muscle.
yeah. He Brock Lesnar Jr.
Real.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Rhea Ripley's a good wrestler. I just don't find her. I thought she was really hot actually when she first debuted in the Mae Young Classic. I thought she was really hot back then, but I just don't like the goth look and I don't like all the muscles. Like, have you ever seen her when she first debuted?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. For the fans that haven't ever seen, I mean, yeah, like this look I thought was amazing. But back to WWE Payback, we kind of got off on a little fap tangent. Um, I thought Becky Lynch and Charlotte had one of the best cage matches I've ever seen. Brutal. I don't know if you saw that giant fucking bump Trish Stratus had on her forehead.
Yeah.
Insane. Becky Lynch, in my opinion, the greatest women's performer ever. Great, great match. I don't think this is it for Trish Stratus. I think she's going to stick around till WrestleMania. Hopefully, she ends up putting Zoe Stark over after the match whenever Zoe kind of left Trish's side. I'm hoping that leads to Trish being able to put her over because I mean, yeah, it was cool for her and Becky to feud, but Becky's already the biggest women's star, arguably with Charlotte.
Yeah.
So it's not like she got much of a rub for Trish beating Trish Stratus. Zoe Stark's brand new. If she can get a win over Trish Stratus, I think that would really help Zoe. And then LA Knight versus The Miz with John Cena as a special guest referee. That match was fucking boring.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that match. I mean, I like LA Knight. I like The Miz. I love John Cena. That match seriously about put me to sleep. And now,
Yeah, it's like there's just like so much star power in that ring. It was just boring.
yeah, it was.
It looked like almost like a typical Hulk Hogan match.
Yeah, honestly, it did. And then what was the other thing? Jey Uso is now a member of the Raw roster. We'll see where that leads. That was on the Grayson Waller effect with Cody Rhodes. We already touched on the tag match. That match is probably in my top 3 favorite matches of this year. That match was really fucking good.
What do you think about
Um,
the Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura?
I like the match a lot. It looks like the feud's going to continue because Shinsuke attacked him after the show ended. I like the match a lot. I don't like how they were saying on commentary how like Shinsuke's been content and stuff like that. He's just been going with the flow. This is the real Nakamura that we're finally seeing because now it just kind of it buries Nakamura in a way because it's like after this feud and he goes back to just being run of the mill. It's like, well, he doesn't give a shit. Why do I give a shit about him? And I feel like it's not going to lead to good things for Shinsuke by commentary basically burying him like that.
Yeah. I hope they keep pushing him and make him like this evil anime character kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Keep going with that. I think they'll go so far with Shinsuke.
Hmm.
Because Shinsuke is a Hall of Famer from Japan. And that dude can wrestle and
Yeah.
fight. And he's a good entertainer.
But I heard Monster talk about like, well, Shinsuke kind of has the right to be content because the dude wrestled in Japan for so fucking long, doing that strong style that his body is kind of beat up. So how can you blame him for working safe in WWE? Because the dude, wrestled for 20 years before WWE, getting his ass kicked and whooping ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I like Shinsuke a lot. I hope he is pushed. Um, I'm kind of tired of seeing him in the mid card with, the IC and US belt. Maybe if they switch it up and he goes into the tag team scene, because I don't think he's beating Seth Rollins for the belt.
No, but that would be interesting for him to tag team with somebody.
Yeah. Maybe Man, remember when him and Cesaro were tag team champions? They were a good team. I'm trying
I
to think who.
know that was actually a good team.
Yeah, Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli in AEW. Dude's just been a part of so many great tag teams. Him and Tyson Kidd, they were a great tag team. The Bar with Sheamus is one of my favorite tag
He's
teams ever.
honestly underappreciated.
Yeah, that's the one thing about AEW. I'm glad that he finally became a world champion. In that company, he's the ROH world champion.
Yeah.
That is one thing I'll give them credit for is they've pushed him like the star that he is because I mean that never happened in WWE. He was just a tag team middle of the card guy, and then right before he left, he faced Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, and that match was incredible. But
Yeah, because he puts like the more traditional European fight style.
mhm,
That's what makes it entertaining for me is just seeing that traditional European style.
yeah, Claudio Castagnoli. Cesaro's way easier to fucking say. Um, But dude, I've been a fan of his for a long time. I remember the first match of his I saw that I really, really loved. It was in Chicago. I want to say it was either in June or July of 2015. It was a US Open Challenge match against John Cena. And he threw John Cena in the air and uppercutted him. And one of the most badass spots I've ever seen in a match. Um, Dude, if
Yeah, I
he
remember
ever,
that. That was badass.
yeah. But back to Shinsuke, I'm trying to think who the one dude I really want to see him team with, but this dude's already in a tag team is Chad Gable.
Yeah.
I feel like they would be a really good team. Um, I don't know. Everybody in the comments or on the Spotify responses, put who you would want to see Shinsuke in a tag team with. Give us some thoughts here. And then there's one match I know I'm forgetting. Oh, Rhea
Ooh,
Ripley.
Ricochet.
What about him?
You think it'd be good with Ricochet?
Ooh, that
Since
well,
Braun Strowman's out.
it's interesting that you say that because they just had a match on Raw like an hour ago.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. um,
Oh, damn.
because that popped in my head. I'm like, well, it looks like they're feuding now, so maybe not. But they would be an interesting tag team. But yeah,
With
it
like
looks
that
like they're
Japanese MMA style, flying style, and a high flying style.
yeah. But the one match from Payback that we didn't talk about is Raquel and Rhea. That match was all right. I really wish they would turn Raquel heel because hers a baby face just sucks. All you see her do is flex her fucking back boobs. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't really have a character other than my tag team partner got hurt by this bitch and I'm gonna kick her ass, and then she goes out and loses. So they need to flip Raquel heel. I know they're kind of heavy on the heel side, like on Raw. Like the only top baby face really is Becky Lynch, but that's just more people for Becky to work with. And then, you can eventually build someone up, say like Liv whenever she gets back from her injury and she sees like, hey, my old tag team partner's kind of being a bitch now. I'm gonna whoop her ass until she starts acting right. You can sacrifice the lower part just to feud with Becky Lynch and then eventually build them up after they feud with Becky.
Yeah.
Just because like the Raw women's roster, I don't really think there's anybody with like the established credibility to go against some of these bigger names. Because here, like looking at the Raw women's division, you got Candice LeRae, Chelsea Green, Emma, Indy Hartwell, uh, Katana Chance and Kane Carter, they're a tag team. Liv Morgan, Natalia, Rhea Ripley, Piper Niven, Raquel Rodriguez, Sonya Deville, Tegan Knox, Shayna Baszler. Yeah, no one that could really be a top baby face. Maybe Zoe Stark, because now she's away from Trish. They could potentially turn her baby face. But yeah, Raquel just needs to go heel. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she definitely does.
But Payback overall, I thought it was a great show, especially the women, the Becky and Trish and the tag team match. Thought it was amazing. I'm not big for them having promo segments on pay-per-views, but I like the Grayson Waller effect with Cody Rhodes. It was very interesting that Cody managed to get Jay on Monday Night Raw. We could see potentially maybe Jay returns the favor and gets Cody onto SmackDown, and that could help reignite the Roman Reigns feud. And then they had that promo segment with John Cena and the Miz, which was really funny.
Yeah, when I saw that Jey Uso return, it's like, bro, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I like Jey Uso a lot. So hopefully he gets like a good run. I think it's just to separate him and Jimmy until WrestleMania, kind of like what they did with Dominic and Ray last year, how they had them on separate brands until it got closer to WrestleMania and then, their shit reignited. I feel like it's going to be the same pattern that they're going to follow with Jimmy and Jay instead of the.
Honestly, that'd be very healthy for them because they'll show their individual talents and them beat them.
Mhm.
And like you said, we'll get closer to WrestleMania. They can do their like feuds like Ray and Dominic did.
Like I think Jay. Oh, this would be interesting. So, depending on if Gunther beats Chad Gable tonight, if he wins, he will become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time and break the Honky Tonk Man's almost 40-year record. What if Jey Uso was the one to take the title off Gunther? And then you could have, now, not saying, but this could actually be a way to reignite the feud, actually. So Jay beats Gunther for the belt, holds onto it for a few. Maybe he does the open challenge gimmick. And then what if, say, it's at a pay per view? So it's dual branded, so both rosters would be there. Jay has a defense, and Jimmy costs him the belt, and that helps reignite their stuff for WrestleMania.
That'd be awesome. To be honest, I would love to
Yeah,
see that.
yeah, because I feel like after Gunther breaks the record, he's kind of primed to lose the belt. And I feel like he's going to probably challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania.
Deserved.
Because, they're selling this thing right now about Rollins having a bad back. That's been what the whole feud with him and Shinsuke has been based off of. It's really going to fuck up your back? Taking about 20 power bombs from Gunther.
20 power balls, like slaps in the chest.
Yeah.
Just an
And
angry German face.
and it's not going to look bad if Seth Rollins going in with a bad back takes a shitload of power bombs from Gunther and loses. I feel like hell, I just booked 2 matches for WrestleMania for you. Seth Rollins and Gunther, and then how you can get to Jimmy and Jay, and then how you can also get the belt off Gunther, and then um, you know, whoever beats Jay for the belt, they'll have the Intercontinental Championship. And going from Gunther to Jey Uso to really big stars, I mean, that's just another level of prestige on the Intercontinental Championship. And whoever beats Jay for it, then I feel like would have a lot of momentum going in just because the belt has so much momentum. And whoever on the hillside he loses it, he could very well lose it to like Nakamura or like I don't know, somebody on the Raw roster that's a heel.
Yeah.
That's just some wrestling booking predictions. Hell, maybe I'll take this part of YouTube over. I don't know if you know who Adam Blampied is. He works for Wrestle Talk. He used to work for What Culture. He used to do those like top 10 lists and stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've and he got fired from What Culture because he had sexual misconduct allegations and apparently he was very aggressive in his text and stuff like that. And he quit. He got fired from What Culture, went to go start another place called Cultaholic, and uh, basically got forced to leave there. I don't know if he got fired or if he quit, but basically forced to leave. because of these sexual misconduct allegations. And he was away from wrestling YouTube for like 3 years. And then in 2020, he came back as part of Wrestle Talks channel, and he started doing this how Adam would book in really great videos. He would lay out a bunch of wrestling storylines of how he would book this, amazing videos. Well, he hasn't been on Wrestle Talk in about a month, and it turns out he is under investigation for sexual misconduct again.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, dude's a creep. And I don't get why the dude has to be so fucking rapey. He's a good looking dude. But from what I hear, he's just a total fucking creep. Yeah, so I don't think we're going to be getting any more how Adam would book stuff. This is who I'm talking about, Drew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about now.
this is the first time he got accused of misconduct and he shaved his head. Yeah, so dude's a scumbag. So how Cody would book, how Roman Reigns loses the belt next week, drops on my channel. I'm taking the series over. Hey, Wrestle Talk, if you need someone to host Quizlemania, hit me up. I'm not British, but actually, the only thing I can say in a British accent is Thursday. That's only
On a
because
Tuesday.
that's worse than mine. But you remember when SmackDown first moved to Thursdays and they would have like SmackDown Thursday, you know? Well, the
Yeah.
way Paige would say it was so fucking funny that I just went Thursday. And that's the only thing I'd say with a British accent. It's Thursday.
Mom, grab the camera for the YouTubes.
This podcast is brought to you by Reddit Girl on TikTok. She's a new content creator that has some of the best Reddit stories that you will ever hear. It's not going to be those random BS ones where you can tell the person's lying. These are true and verified stories that she brings to you. So check out reddit.gurl0 on TikTok. So, Drew, what was this thing you had about the Raiders?
So it's been reported that Mark Davis with his franchise is now worth $6.1 billion, sixth in the NFL. It was up 3.4 billion in 2021. So I kind of want to bring this up because now with the ticket prices are going, the ticket prices for Raiders stadiums going up, the total revenue is going up, and the non-NFL stadium revenue is going up as well. This will give room to Raiders to be flexible with the money and potentially get rid of Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, because they have a lot of money tied up in loans from the move to Las Vegas and building the new stadium and all that.
Yeah. So Mark Davis has been making some key moves and moves in general to, bring up the revenue for the Raiders organization. So potentially, maybe or maybe not, it's probably be Josh McDaniels last year or probably next year, being as a Raiders head coach.
I think it all depends on the market, like
Yeah.
who's available after this season. Say like Bill Belichick gets fired from New England. You think he might be the rate? Well, that'd be interesting to see since Tom Brady's a part owner now. If Bill Belichick would come, just because it seems like there's a little bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah. I can honestly see it, but to be honest, I think it's one of those things we kind of need to bite the bullet and get a college coach after Josh McDaniels is fired, or try to get Rich Bisaccia back from the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
It's like the only like coaches I really see. Like you need like a good college coach, or get Rich back.
What about Lincoln Riley?
Ooh, Lincoln's been hidden that he was wanting to go to the NFL for a little while.
Man, if y'all freaking see, if I was y'all tank for Caleb Williams and try to get a Lincoln Riley Caleb Williams package.
Yeah, we could do that, but Aiden O'Connell's been fucking balling out.
That's true. Maybe Kellen Moore, because I feel like Kellen Moore would fit really good with Aiden O'Connell.
True, but I'm not impressed with Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes some good plays, but I think it's more up in having good players more than having good plays.
So this is the article that Drew is referencing. It's courtesy of Forbes. The Raiders are the most in-demand team in terms of tickets right now. Right behind them is the Cowboys, and then third is the Dolphins, surprisingly. Which honestly, I'm surprised the Raiders are number one, you know. And then right behind, so fourth is the Steelers, 49ers, the Eagles, Jets, Bills, Giants, and then the Chiefs are 10th, which is very shocking for a team that just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, all the Jackson, no, not Jackson, Patrick Mahomes fanboys.
But it's also part of it has to do with location. I mean, Vegas is a hot tourist destination anyway, you know.
Yeah,
And
because
then
there's
you,
always Vegas. There's still close to Los Angeles and San Fran.
yeah,
Just a good prime location to earn money.
yeah. Like Kansas City isn't a prime vacation spot, you know.
Yeah,
Like Vegas makes sense that their stuff's in demand because even if you're not a Raiders fan, you know, go see a game while you're, you know, waiting for the hooker that you just got at the brothel to clean out her cream pie, you know, and then
Mhm.
yeah, that usually takes about 3 hours.
Yeah, clean out the old sewage.
Yeah. So the most popular game on StubHub in terms of ticket sales right now is the Steelers and Raiders game in Las Vegas on September 24th. And then followed by that is the Dolphins Chiefs game in Germany, which makes sense.
Yeah,
And then after that, the other 8 games. Third is the Cowboys at 49ers week 5. And then on Monday Night Football, the Packers at the Raiders. And then the 49ers at Steelers, Jets at Cowboys, which I really want to go to that game. Packers at Bears this Sunday. Chiefs at Vikings, which is a these last two are really weird in demand games. Chiefs at Vikings and Cowboys at Panthers. Because these last 2 games are going to be fucking blowouts. The Chiefs will kick the shit out of the Vikings, and the Cowboys will kick the shit out of the Panthers. Yeah, so those
true.
are the 10 like highest selling games on StubHub. With another thing, like maybe it's just my Cowboys bias, but they're also the most popular team. That I'm surprised there isn't more Cowboys games in the top 10.
I'm surprised it's more than one Raiders game.
Yeah, I said, yeah, y'all got what, 2 of the top 5?
Yeah,
Yeah, which that Steelers Raiders game is gonna be fucking good.
dude, that's gonna be a duel.
And then Devontae Adams, first time playing the Packers since he left on Monday Night Football. That's gonna be a good game too.
Yeah, Devontae's gonna cook.
Hopefully, it's not how it ended up last year, where Devontae Adams pushed a cameraman after a Monday night game. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit
But,
more Raiders news.
mhm,
Josh Jacobs back in the training camps, and he's been looking really good in
mhm.
his camps. And he'll be ready on week 1.
And y'all play the Broncos.
Yeah, we're gonna curb stomp him.
You're gonna definitely need Josh Jacobs in that game. But speaking of NFL season and the Raiders versus Broncos, it is now time for our first ever NFL weekly predictions, and we are going to predict week 1. I'm super excited for this one, Drew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, starting off week 1, Thursday night opener, Detroit Lions at Kansas City Chiefs. I got the Chiefs 35-21.
I'll say I probably have the Chiefs at 35-24. I think the scores we have is pretty safe.
Yeah. Um, me and Drew don't know anything about sports gambling because it's fucking illegal here still. So we're not going to do it based off like point spreads or anything. This is just going to be our feelings on it.
Yeah.
All right. So next up is Falcons at Panthers. I don't really have a score for this one, but I think the Panthers, or I think the Falcons probably win by a touchdown.
I think the Falcons will win. I think, to be honest, it'd be like 28-21. I think it'd be a kind of high scoring game.
It's kind of what I'm thinking too. It's just how Bryce Young looks in his debut, and sucks
If I
that he's
were
not.
to guess, it's gonna be a fourth quarter comeback kind of deal for the Falcons.
Yeah, it part of it really. I mean, the key to that game is, and it's going to be the key for the Falcons all year, is just using all the running backs that they have and playing keep away. And if that's successful, then they could easily win by like over 10 points. But
Yeah, because
say
they
the
have to use every single weapon they have.
yeah. I personally hope that they run all over the Panthers because I have Bijan Robinson on my fantasy team. But I don't know. The Panthers just they're a gritty team. They don't really have a say die attitude.
Yeah.
I I just have a gut feeling. I think the Falcons are going to win the NFC South, so that's part of my reasoning. Houston Texans at Baltimore Ravens. Ravens by over 20.
I'll probably say same thing. And
Yeah.
but
Texans.
I think well, Lamar Jackson's gonna screw up a little bit in this game, in my
It,
opinion.
yeah, I could definitely see him fumbling or throwing a pick, but I also think he's gonna. I think he's gonna have a good game, but I could definitely see him throwing a turn, throwing an interception. Or turning the ball over.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not going to matter. They're still going to kick the shit out of them. Um, my wild card prediction for that game is I think OBJ scores a touchdown.
You
Now,
think that'd be his first touchdown?
yeah, I think he's going to score in this game.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
All right. Battle of Ohio, Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. I got Cincinnati probably 31-24.
I'm I got him to 31-10.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't think the Browns is gonna be that good.
I think the Browns kind of start out hot, then they become shit.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a closer game. This is actually a game it probably wouldn't hurt to look at the spread on. But I mean, do I want the Bengals to win by a shitload? You bet your ass I do, because I think the Browns are a shitty organization and still hate what they did to Baker Mayfield, and they got a sexual predator at quarterback.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's favored by 2.5. Yeah, I think we both are gonna roll with the Bengals. I said it depends how Joe Burrow's injury that he has. I think it's a calf injury because he didn't play at all in the preseason. I don't think he really practiced much during the training camp period. So if he comes out a little rusty, they might have to rely on Joe Mixon a little bit more. And I don't think Mixon's really all that good. So, and plus the Browns still have Nick Chubb. So I could definitely see Cleveland getting out to an early lead and then the Bengals piecing it together and then taking the game over.
Yeah, it's basically Joe Burrow busting up some rust.
Jacksonville Jaguars at Indianapolis Colts. The Colts suck. Jacksonville by over 10.
Yeah, I'd probably say Jacksonville 28-14.
I think Jacksonville. Actually, now I think about it, I think Jacksonville wins like 42-7. I
You think
think
it's gonna be that bad?
Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence throws for like 4 touchdowns, and Calvin Ridley catches at least one, and
You're not
then
saying that because you have Trevor Lawrence your fantasy team.
Tampa
This will
Bay
be interesting.
Buccaneers. What?
So this will be an interesting one right here.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Minnesota Vikings. This is my upset. I think Tampa Bay is going to win.
I think this is going to be a duel.
Yeah, I think this game could easily be 35-32.
Yeah, it's going to win by a field goal.
Yeah. I think it's going to be kind of one of those like Baker Mayfield early season hype, and I mean, people aren't giving Mayfield, they're not talking about him that much, but he has Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. I think they have Russell Gage still. I mean, they have weapons. They don't really have a running back. But I think Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans is going to be a really good combo. Now, can Tampa's defense hold against Justin Jefferson?
No.
No. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have at least 100 yards.
They're pretty much got two corners on him.
Yeah. And that's still not going to work.
Nope.
But I don't know. Just a gut feeling that Tampa is going to win.
He's going to really rely on the time of possession if that ever happens.
Yeah. And that's the thing where Tampa's going to struggle is because they don't really have a running back. And the Vikings got Alexander Madison. And
Yeah.
he's going to have something to prove because they chose him over Dalvin Cook,
That's some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah. So maybe, fuck it. I'm going with the Vikings. Kind of talked myself into it.
I'm going to stick with the Buccaneers.
Trevor just nutted everywhere. Tennessee Titans at New Orleans Saints. I'm rolling with the Saints on this. I like Derrick Henry, but nothing else on the Titans impressed me. They're kind of an old ass team. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is really going to add anything to that offense because who's going to throw him the ball? Tannehill sucks. Malik Willis sucks. Will Levis sucks. All they got is Derrick Henry. Now the Saints, I'm very intrigued by them because I have a feeling that Derek Carr and Michael Thomas are going to be a good connection. They're not going to have Alvin Kamara because he's suspended. But Derek Carr, I think Derek Carr has one of like the better records week 1 in the NFL, or at least performance wise. He always shows up in week 1.
Yeah.
So I am rolling with the Saints.
As a Derek Carr fan, I would say the Saints. But I think that Titans defense will give him some trouble. But yeah, like the Titans defense is there's nothing to sleep on still.
Yeah.
It's if you get pressure on Derek Carr, that's when he starts making a lot of mistakes. And that's what the Titans front line is able pretty much good doing is creating pressure. But I still say the Saints will win. I think it's gonna be like a 21-30. Saints at 35-21.
All right. 49ers at Steelers. I get the 49ers. I'm a big cock Brock believer. I like the Steelers too. I like Najee Harris. I like Kenny Pickett. George Pickens is really fucking good. But they're not 49ers good. Even if they don't have Nick Bosa, they still got a good defense. They still got Fred Warner.
Yeah.
Yeah, 49ers, I think are going to win this. It's going to be a fairly close game. Mike Tomlin, I think, is the second best coach in the NFL right now behind Andy Reid. Yes, Bill Belichick has fallen down that ladder. And I think he's going to have them ready to play. And the 49ers offense isn't anything complicated, It's just they have their scheme down and they have it down flawlessly and they execute it flawlessly.
Yeah, it's just like you can't deny Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. I think the Steelers put up a good fight, but the 49ers are going to win.
I think the fact that 49ers have more weapons than the Steelers, that's the reason why they're going to win.
Yeah.
But it's going to be it's really tight match.
And if the Steelers' offensive line is improved, this is going to be a make or break year for Najee Harris because it's like, okay, yeah, he had over 1,000 yards his first 2 years, but he looks like he runs in quicksand. He looks like Ezekiel Elliott. And so now he can't hide behind the, oh, my O line sucks. If their offensive line is better this year and he doesn't have a breakout year, I feel like the Steelers might be in a market for a running back in the draft next year. Arizona Cardinals at Washington. Washington. Arizona sucks.
Yeah, say Washington as well.
Packers at Bears. I'm rolling with the Packers. Packers fans, you have a chance to make it up to me. Now you guys don't have that whiny douchebag at quarterback anymore. You guys are still fucking douchebags, but I like you a little bit more. And I think the Bears suck, so I'll pick y'all to win.
No, you guys are still douchebags, but Packers was probably gonna win.
Yeah. Um, could it be fairly competitive? Maybe it. I mean, the Bears looked good in the preseason. DJ Moore, I mean, that's a big acquisition for them, but Jordan Love has a lot to prove this year. And
Yeah,
I feel
I'm
like
just not a big Justin Fields believer.
now Justin Fields, it's more of he has like 4 or 5 good highlights a game, and you're like, oh shit, he's awesome. And then you see the rest of the game, and it's like, okay, he sucks.
He's your typical Ohio quarterback.
Yeah.
Few highlights and a lot of interceptions.
All right, now this next game, you don't have to give a prediction if you don't feel like jinxing your team. You can talk about it and not give a prediction. Raiders at Broncos. I'm rolling with the Raiders just because the Broncos, even in the preseason, don't look like they got much better. And I really think Russell Wilson's on the downcline. So I think Jimmy G has a decent game and the Raiders win.
I say the Raiders win. I've been reading a couple of reports that the Broncos O-line's it's really beaten up still, and just to
Yeah.
recover from injuries. And
Mhm.
Russell Wilson's on the decline. And not only that, Broncos defense, it's okay. There's nothing to be scared of, really.
Mhm.
I think our O line should be able to hold up, and that's saying a lot because our O line's not that good. But I think Jimmy G is gonna make some plays, and Max Crosby's gonna tear up Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Dolphins at Chargers. This is a tough game to pick, actually. They're very evenly matched. And that's a tough one. I'm rolling with the Chargers. I don't know by how much or how. It's really a toss up, but I'm going with the Chargers.
I'm gonna roll with Miami because it's not because I hate the Chargers. I just think that the Dolphins offense is a little bit more younger, more healthy than against the Chargers defense.
Mhm.
Because I've watched a couple of Chargers defense in preseason. Even if they played a lot of their starters, it's not been very consistent.
I just feel like Miami's really gonna miss Mike Gesicki as like the safety valve, is you
Yeah,
got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill who can take the tops off of defenses. But who's gonna be that security blanket? Maybe Cedric Wilson, but I think the Dolphins are gonna miss Mike Gesicki, and that's kind of one reason I'm picking the Chargers to win because it's gonna take time to develop for the Dolphins.
yeah. I feel
Eagles
like
at
I feel like it's gonna be a Chargers mistake. It's gonna cost them the game.
That's very possible. But the Dolphins are also going to be missing Jalen Ramsey.
True.
Eagles at Patriots. Eagles by a lot.
Yeah.
I know the Patriots are going to be honoring Tom Brady during this game. And I feel like they might help fire them up, but I don't think Bill Belichick has an answer for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Jalen Hurts is gonna have a couple eyes on him.
Yeah. Rams at Seahawks. Seahawks, the Rams suck. They're not even going to have Cooper Kupp, it looks like, in this game. I think the Seahawks win by 14.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Geno boat. Because I'm don't believe in Gino. I'm more believable in Gino than fucking Justin Fields.
Now, I'm not picking this next game because I'm not jinxing us, but I am going to talk about the Cowboys and Giants and what I think the Cowboys need to do. Get Tony Pollard involved early, see how he is because he didn't play. Well, none of the starters played in the preseason, but see how Tony Pollard looks rolling early. Start out ground and pound, and the Giants always sell out to play action. They're not very good once a team starts running on them and they start running and play action. So I'm saying ground and pound, and then you can let CD and Brandon Cooks take the tops out the defenses. That being said, a mobile quarterback like Daniel Jones, the Cowboys don't do good against mobile quarterbacks. Saquon, you know, he only got that 1 year deal. He's definitely going to have something to prove in this game. I'm not picking a winner, but I'm just saying how I think both teams can win. Plus, the Giants got Darren Waller, and I think he's a beast, and that might help Daniel Jones. And I mean, we got good safeties that can cover Waller, but I think he can. I think he can break through. Drew, what's your prediction?
I'd probably say the Cowboys would win 35-17.
All right.
Because Danny Dimes is not the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Daniel Jones sucks, but yeah, I'm not predicting Cowboys games. That's kind of my rule for myself. I go into every game thinking we're going to lose. That way, at least I'm less disappointed. People may say, like, oh, that's not true fandom. I'm like, I've been a Cowboys fan for a long time, and I've seen us lose a lot of games that I thought we were going to win. A perfect example, 2 years ago, I thought we were going to stomp the Broncos, and we got the absolute living shit beat out of us. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm never saying the Cowboys are guaranteed to win ever again. Buffalo Bills at New York Jets. This is a hard overhead prediction. Going with the Bills. 30-27.
I'm probably go with the Bills 33-21.
So you think it's going to be a two-score game?
Yeah. I think it's because the Bills defense is able to contain Rodgers more.
I mean,
Because he's playing the AFC now, was more defensive focused.
would I love that? Hell yeah, because I think Rodgers is a douchebag, but I feel like the Jets are just gonna come out full of fucking piss and vinegar, and I feel like they're gonna make it more competitive. I don't think that trend's gonna continue throughout the season once they kind of realize how much of a cunt Aaron Rodgers is. But I'm not picking them to win, and you bet your ass I ain't predicting a game against the Cowboys next week. Is the boogeyman's coming to Dallas. But those are our week one NFL predictions. That will be included on this week's episode, and I will probably clip it out and upload it separately on my channel. I feel like that's going to be something I do throughout the NFL season.
And by the way, screw you, Chiefs fans. Just have to say that.
Yeah, fuck Eagles fans too while we're at it. Yeah, those are our picks. We're not going to check back next week to see if we're right or wrong. I'm excited. I'm not going to get to watch any games on Sunday except for the Cowboys game because I have to work. But hopefully my new schedule kicks in and I'll have Sunday and Mondays off here in a few weeks. But I'll definitely get to watch the Cowboys and Giants game because it starts at 7:30 and I get off at 5.
Yeah.
And then I'm definitely going to watch the Bills and Jets game and root like fucking crazy for the Bills. And then the week after I have to work on Sunday, and then the week after that I'm off, and Hopefully that's going to be the trend. By the way, I think the Cowboys face. Who do they face in week 3? Cardinals. Ooh, so the game I'll be off for is a game we're going to. Actually, I'm not predicting that. Never mind. I'm going to say that, and then we'll be the one win the Cardinals have all season.
I can see that.
Yeah. And that happens, I'm jumping off a fucking building. But close things out. Drew, are you familiar with Eat That Pussy 445?
Oh yeah.
This fat motherfucker got caught again, 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 trying to meet a 13-year-old girl for sex. I believe this is the 3rd time he has been caught. I know for sure there was that first time on the knockoff Chris Hansen thing that they do on YouTube. And then I remember some text leaking of him sending a girl pictures of his dick and creepy ass selfies and, wanting to eat a cupcake and stuff like that. And then now this other Chris Hansen knockoff has caught EDP again. To Catch the Predator has been around for probably almost 20 years. So, pedophiles have seen that, hey, these guys get caught and are exposed on national television. I probably shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not only that, this dude's a celebrity. He had even people that weren't subscribed to him knew who he was. Millions of people knew who EDP was, especially around the NFL world. And this fat fucking dumb fuck is trying to. First off, no grown woman probably wants to fuck somebody that has bigger tits than them. And no 13-year-old's going to want to touch that dude either. I don't know what. Pedophiles are the stupidest fucking people on the planet anyway. But this dude is a special class of fucking dumbass. Okay, why is he in jail yet? It's on fucking video twice. Like, I don't get why he hasn't been. I know he lives in California and the laws in California are fucking stupid. But why the fuck is this dumb motherfucker not in fucking jail?
At this point, why there's not an open investigation for him?
It's on fucking video. Like, look at like Chris Hansen. Whenever the pedophile would show up and Chris Hansen would confront him and they usually try to run. Guess what's waiting for him out there is the fucking police. And I'm like, okay, why are these guys not showing up with the cops, or why are people not sending this video of his real name's Brian, I don't remember what his last name is. Why are they not showing like, here's EDP trying to get a cupcake from a 13-year-old again, like, I'm pretty sure the texts are pretty explicit, like, hey, let's fuck, shit like that. That's intent to do shit with a child. Why is he not in fucking jail? Why are the laws in this country just so fucking stupid when it comes to child sex crimes? Why do pedophiles get out so fucking easily or don't get fucking arrested at all?
Yeah, why did people get arrested for marijuana and say spend a longer sentence than people for fucking touching children?
I know, it's fucking.
It should be instant life sentence.
It should be fucking death. Hell, being a pedophile is the second worst thing he's done next to being an Eagles fan. That's another crime punishable by death to me. Just kidding. Just kidding, internet. Don't get pissed at that. But yeah, the dude, it's established he's a fucking pedophile. I wish next time he does this, somebody shows up with a fucking gun and blows his fucking brains out.
At this point, put the man in handcuffs.
Yeah. You might have to order some special pairs to find some that'll fit around those fucking giant loaves of bologna he has for forearms. But
man, he needs to get out of the streets.
Yeah. Because it's shown he's been caught multiple times. He's not going to stop. And who knows if he has done something with the child, you know? I mean, look at look at like Jared Fogle or the Duggars, dude, you know? They don't stop at one.
They're going to keep doing it, thinking they're unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. There was a case here in Oklahoma where this dude was a convicted sex offender and got out of jail and then had his daughter's friends over. You know that case in Veneta? And he ended,
Yeah.
yeah, registered sex offender, and he ended up killing these two girls. He ended up killing his whole family plus these two girls. They can't be rehabilitated, dude. And I mean, I know this is kind of a deep subject on the show, but it fucking pisses me off when I saw that. I fucking laughed and then I got pissed off. So I already didn't like EDP to begin with just because he was an Eagles fan and I think he's an asshole. But on top of this, fucking hit the dude with a fucking wiffle ball bat. Fucking do something to get this fucking freak off the street.
Yeah.
But y'all, episode 22 of the Trainwreck podcast in the books. I said we appreciate all the support on last week's episode. YouTube's kind of the main thing I push, just because Spotify don't know how to work it, and Spotify just kind of raised their partner program. It used to be you had to reach 100 views in 60 days. Now it's 1,000, and
Damn.
yeah, Spotify is really hard to grow on. YouTube, I can take a little bit more advantage of that, and I mean, eventually, I want to do this. I want this podcast to get big enough where we're like doing it live from like a bar with people, you know, or doing something like doing like a live sports show in like fucking Dallas, you know, or Las Vegas. Oh God, in Vegas would be so fucking fun.
Not working on Walmart.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. That being said, I did have a good Labor Day, even though it's a holiday based on not fucking working. I had to work, you know. At least they took it easy on me, and thank you guys for taking it easy on me too. This channel is growing like crazy. Finally, over 400 subs. Um, well, not finally. I mean, the growth from 300 to 400 was instant. You know, I was on 200 for a long time, but I mean, I took a very long break from YouTube after I hit 200 subs. You know, going through a breakup and then going to a new store and adjusting to that. You know, I took a long break from YouTube. I should have been at 400 a long time ago, but I got lazy and unmotivated. And now I'm freaking, you know, got so much momentum on this channel. It's hard to stop, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So appreciate all the love on that. I'm going to upload the NFL predictions. Oh, was it peace, love, and hand jobs? And always remember propane over charcoal.
Oh.
Bobby.